You never apologized for anything?
No, just forgive me. I'm so not sorry.
Really?
Yeah. All you can do is all you can do.
Do you think they're insincere? Like apologies?
I can admit when I'm wrong as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if I'm arguing with my woman and she have a valid point, I say, babe, you know what? I was dead ass wrong for that.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong. I'm not about to apologize. I was dead ass wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The best apology is change behavior.
Hey, man. Back for part 2, man. What a hell of a week, man. Real talk. Like, on that first episode, it was mainly focused on the allegations and the raid that happened at Diddy's house, and just my perspective on some of the terminology. And I had my boy T Reezy call in. I appreciate it. I may have another one of my homeboys call in, and he's from out that way, out that West Coast way. Now, on this episode, like, I want to talk about the terminology. That's basically what I'm here for, because a lot of people get terms wrong. Even very educated people do. And I want to talk about Natanya Rubin. She wants her case reopened after the case was closed, after she got $1 million from the case that included Shine in it at the New York City club, and Diddy paid her $1 million. She's proclaiming that Diddy is the one that shot her, and she wants J-Lo involved in the new case. But I want to play a clip of a federal prosecutor that is comparing the case to the R. Kelly case.
We have learned that the P. Diddy case is being modeled on the investigation that brought down music superstar R. Kelly almost 2 years ago. And in that case, the federal government used allegations that were made in civil lawsuits against R. Kelly to bring criminal charges. Nadia Shihata was one of the prosecutors who got R. Kelly convicted of sex trafficking. She's now a defense attorney and happens to be here with me live. Nadia, thank you so much for stepping in. So first of all, your reaction to the news you're seeing, to the 2 raids, all of the material that I've just provided prior to you coming on, and the news that the feds are modeling this case after your case.
Yeah, I mean, it's big news. Obviously, taking an overt step in an investigation of searching 2 homes means the investigation is well underway here. They've clearly have probable cause to believe a federal crime has been committed, and that evidence of that crime or multiple crimes would be found in the 2 locations that they searched. So this is big news. And if I'm P. Diddy, or his lawyers, I'd be very concerned at this point.
The biggest concern, as I understand it, and check me if I'm wrong here, is that when people sign non-disclosure agreements, as may have happened in P. Diddy's world, and in big celebrities' world, it happens all the time. That's that, right? Doesn't matter if you file a civil lawsuit. But when the feds come knocking, NDAs mean nothing. Is that what you found in the prosecution of R. Kelly? All of these lawsuits and these accusers or people who may have been covered by NDAs, the floodgates were open and they could tell you everything, AKA, is that possibly happening here?
That may well be happening here. An NDA, when push comes to shove, is not going to trump a grand jury subpoena or a federal agent or prosecutor asking you questions. But I wouldn't say that they have no effect. NDAs can make people very reluctant and hesitant to speak to law enforcement. So if it's someone that law enforcement is not already aware of, they may be wary to, themselves contact law enforcement to provide information. And so they can still deter people in that sense.
But once they know they're safe, they can speak, which I think is always, well, it's a concern if you're the target. And we are told that Diddy is indeed the target of this investigation. Nadia Shihata, thank you so much for being on. I'll call you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
She just dropped a bomb. That's why I played that bomb. She just dropped a bomb. Because for years, people used to say that they was going to get a non-disclosure agreement for things happening. She just made the world aware that a federal case can override those things. She just made the world aware that She just compared the R. Kelly case, because you remember Surviving R. Kelly and all of that old type of stuff. When that came out, all of the cases and all of the stuff was civil. And then the feds got involved. Before I played that clip, I was talking about the Natanya Rubin case in New York City Club. That case was handled by the state of New York City. So if I was her and I felt like the case wasn't handled right, I would want it reopened also, because she can get it reopened under federal guidelines. Oh, buddy in trouble, man. Real talk. Oh, buddy is in trouble. I know on the episode part 1, I told my boy T Reezy, I don't think that he's going to go to jail. But I don't know the truth about none of this stuff. I'm just assuming. And I think it's overkill the way people is doing it. And I want to play another clip of something about the terms. You know, me and Reezy, we was talking about the terms. Sex trafficking, sex worker. What's another one of the terms used? Homeland security versus the feds. We have to know the difference. You know, people don't take value in words in the way things is being said, and they look over certain things. But let me play this. This is going to make y'all laugh. It's kind of a funny clip.
What the fuck his name was. But look at sex. What is the exact definition of sex trafficking? Make this bigger, Taylor.
Sex trafficking is the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision, obtaining, patronizing, or soliciting a person for the purpose of commercial sexual act, which a commercial act is induced by force, fraud, or coercion, or in which the person induced to perform such an act has not attained 18 years. Okay, force, fraud, or coercion. Wow. So, for example, you fly somebody over, yo, we're just going to party, and then it's like, yo, actually, we need a fuck.
Yeah. Or everybody's on drugs, you know what I'm saying? You know? And if you remember what they were saying in the initial cases, they were saying the freak-offs. The freak-offs were they were hiring prostitutes, hiring male prostitutes.
To fuck the girls, and they would watch.
That's what I'm
jerk
saying.
Off to them.
That is trafficking.
I always thought sex trafficking involved minors.
Because people are stupid. And people don't read.
It can also, but the definition is broader than we think.
Look, it's right here. Look. It's about 5 different versions. You have labor trafficking, sex trafficking, child trafficking, bonded labor, forced marriage, organ trafficking.
Let's say if it's not some wild shit. First of all, why are the feds going to all 3 homes with fucking Hummers and shit? Like,
I don't know. Why they got military style equipment on? Why they got the guns drawn? Why?
Hey. I'm thankful for the brilliant idiot Charlamagne and Andrew Schwartz breaking that down, because like when I was listening to shows this week, people was using the terminology wrong and stuff. But sex trafficking, you know, I didn't understand that like that. I didn't look at the definition. I was just listening to people talk, and I was knowing that's what he was charged with. But if you I know what drug trafficking is. If you compare drug trafficking to sex trafficking, that just means crossing state borders or whatever. Women don't like that terminology, and they don't want to hear that they sex workers and that they sex trafficking. But I didn't know the equivalent, that the term getting flued out is basically sex trafficking when you think about it in a cool terminology. But I got my boy, man, guy on the phone, man, and I'm thankful that he had the time. It's late night to talk to me about his perspective of this show, man. You on the phone, guy? What's good? What's good, family?
What's good, bro? What's good?
Man,
how's everything?
I'm great, my brother. How your day been, man?
Man, my day was good, man. Worked a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Chill.
Got to get to that bag. That's mandatory, man. We got to get to the money. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. We got to get it.
Yeah. I just wanted your take and your perspective, because I didn't even know I was doing a show this week. I was trying to take vacation from podding for like 2 weeks, and it's so much stuff popped off, man. I just said I got to turn the microphone and the cameras on, fam.
Oh yeah, man. I know you posted that you was gonna go on a little hiatus.
Yeah.
And you know, I hit you in the inbox like, bro, we gotta talk about this, because this is what's running.
Yeah,
it's running wild.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, I seen the part one, man, and I love the content, bro, because getting your perspective, you know, I respect your perspective on a lot of things because you give the game. You get what I'm saying? And you're not biased. Like a lot of these people out here are very biased. A lot of them don't want to talk about the real and what's going on. And we got to address it. Like, we got to address it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you got Diddy fans, you got fans of whatever, but you got to address it.
Yeah, yeah. You got to be objective with addressing it, too, because I don't want to come off like I got malintent or I dislike a person. I don't.
Right.
And that's weird. I said that on part one, too. It's weird to me to dislike people you don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we don't even know these people, and I can dislike the act, but the person, that's something different, though, man. For real.
But like you said, man, like, right is right and wrong is wrong. That's what I stand on. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Period. I don't care how you slice it.
Black,
right is right.
Family member, it don't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's true.
You know. But like I was saying, man, with this whole Diddy situation, man, like, people don't understand, like, this is not the first time. You know, like, what did people think after he sued the liquor company? What they was gonna do?
Talk to him.
They did it to Bill Cosby
when he tried to buy NBC.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did it to Michael. They did it to all these. It's a track record, yo. You step on their toes, they
coming.
Public opinion. Yep. Yeah. Public opinion
and perception,
and they gonna stamp you.
Yeah.
And perception for sure. So I don't understand what made him think that he can go, and it was a big thing that he was suing them.
Yeah, yeah, it was real big. That was a big thing. Like, we put you in position, we got you on. Go ahead, fam. My fault.
No, you good. And then Cassie come out, and when I seen that, I was like, bro, that's a money grab.
Yeah, it's civil.
But they passed that law in New York about a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Where you can go back in time or something.
You can go back 25, 30 years,
yeah.
bro.
They're going to make it soon to where there's no limit. Like, there's no age limit to laws now. Ain't no go 7 years back and you exonerated of this crime and all of that old type of stuff. It's forever now because we got to get this bread. That's probably how they feeling.
Exactly. And the crazy thing about it is people not talking about the fact that law was passed, and now you got everybody coming out the woodwork, and now all the stuff that they have done in the dark is coming to light.
Yeah, ain't nobody, to me, since social media done popped off, God, nobody's celebrities no more.
Nope.
It's either I like you or not. It's either the people like you or they don't. You can get on Instagram and become famous in 2 posts and be more famous than somebody that's been in the game 20 years.
And here's the thing. You're more accessible now.
Yeah. Ooh.
Diddy was more accessible when social media came out. We didn't know what was going on. You know, you hear the Young Miami stories. You hear now 50 Cent just putting gasoline on everything.
That's a fact.
On everything, yo. Because, I mean, you dealing with his baby mama.
What you think about, like, I know I talked about it already too, though, but that word, like, when the law enforcement use words, I take heed to them. The word sex worker. That's what they call 50 Cent baby mama, sex worker. That stood out to me, fam. Because
it was in the affidavit. When they got named as of drug mules and sex workers, I mean, that's what they were.
Now, can we use that term now? Like, if a girl is, if she's selling anything sexual, she's not no bag getter, no hustler. She's a sex worker.
Because there's an exchange.
I'm sorry, fam, but that's hilarious to me that they put that term out there now.
Yeah, because they trying to criminalize it.
Yeah. Ooh. Break it down, guy.
So basically, when you put drug mule, sex trafficking, sex trafficker, you know, drug trafficking, it becomes more of a You know, you can convict somebody off that.
Yeah.
She's a sex worker. Okay. What about these OnlyFans? What are they? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it becomes an exchange of cash, of product, of whatever it may be, that's when you become a sex worker.
And if I'm flying you out, I can charge you every state you flew over.
Yep.
Because the substance came to me from Atlanta to California, so I can charge you to Tennessee, to Missouri, to Arkansas, to Oklahoma.
Yep.
I trafficked you. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild, yo.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's wild.
Man.
Like I talked about, you know, in the comments of part one. See, a lot of people don't understand this. Look what in the early 80s, in the early 90s, late 80s with the Lakers, Showtime, Hugh Hefner, and the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah. That's how Magic got what he got, man.
That's how Magic got caught up. Yeah. See, the thing about it is, people don't talk about that.
Yeah. This stuff been going on.
People don't talk about that.
This been going
on. I'm gonna tell you this: them hills, them houses, them big old houses in them hills,
in the Hollywood Hills.
In the Hollywood Hills,
yeah,
they have swinger parties.
Yeah,
I know because my uncle used to do security.
Talk to us about it, guy. Like I rolled through them hills and it's you like the police probably can't even get up there once you up there. Once you were up there,
it's like this, man. It goes down and it goes on.
Yeah,
and it's members only.
Yeah, highfalutin people, $100 million folk.
I'm gonna tell you this. The Bus family.
Yeah.
The dad passed away. That's why we don't hear nothing. If he was still alive, if Hugh Hefner was still alive,
stuff would be coming out right now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, you know, it's certain people that's not saying that. I know I watched Mano. He did an interview and they asked him about the Diddy situation.
Yeah.
Granted, he hasn't been convicted of anything.
That's true.
And Homeland Security only got involved when trafficking became top priority. They was
coming looking for
trafficking, stuff. Right? And I wouldn't be surprised. See, here's the thing, and this is just my opinion, right? I feel like they only did what they did to make it look like this big old thing to come in and to get rid of evidence.
Because it's people that is more in higher positions than Diddy. See, the black community, us as black people would think that Diddy is this $1 billion powerful person, but it's people that was there probably
that fund him.
Yeah, the Prince Harrys, the just multiple people that funded the party.
Yep.
Funded the freak him. Off. Yeah. Funded his. Yeah. Damn.
And the thing about it is, he ain't going down. If he go down, everybody go down.
He can't go down, can he?
He can't go down. Exactly. It's the reason why he's walking around in Miami right now.
Because if I tell my
R. Kelly could never.
Yeah.
R. Kelly could never. What?
Don't make me start snitching. Don't make me start
So people
snitching.
really got to put things into perspective. Diddy is just a little person on the list.
Yeah, I agree with that, fam. I agree with that.
It's like a web. There's somebody above Diddy.
Yeah,
and there's somebody above that person. Yeah. Like this stuff, we used to hear about this stuff, but never realized if it was true or not. And now we know.
Yeah,
it's true.
Then after Cat Williams released his his interview,
he said
we in the age of Aquarius. Nothing can be hidden no more.
Nope.
All the truth comes. I was riding on the highway the other day, and what came across my mind, because somebody swerved and act like they was gonna hit me, and I was like, man, every car on this highway has a phone in it. with a camera. Like there's no hiding. I be watching movies now. You can't, if you near a mall or anywhere in where it's a lot of traffic, you can be filmed every step you take.
Yep.
Because there's cameras everywhere, man, and nothing can be hidden no more. It's just all of the stuff that people used to do in the dark. It came to light, and it's coming to light.
Yep, and they say that dude had a camera in every room.
Man, what you think about like? What you think about like Gene Deal talking about this stuff for years on platforms like the bodyguard for Diddy? You know who Gene Deal is, don't you?
Oh yeah. He was just talking about some stuff the other day I watched. Man,
he said he would go to trial against Diddy. Like he would like. It's weird to me.
But the crazy thing is, like, do he really want to put his life in jeopardy?
Yeah, because it's bigger than what folks think.
It's bigger than what people think. And people got to understand this, too. Like, I'll Be Sure just came out and was talking about, you know, Diddy had something to do with him going into a coma.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know the story about I'll Be Sure and Kim Porter.
I don't.
Kim Porter was they was married, bro.
Yeah.
And then Diddy came into the picture.
And he went in a coma. He told his son.
I'll Be Sure. Yeah. I'll Be Sure wrote the hit for Jodeci. Who was Jodeci signed to?
Diddy.
Bad Boy.
Yeah. Golly, I didn't know all that.
Diddy and Kim Porter. Say Diddy and Kim Porter got into it more times. Say Kim Porter cut his wrist. And I mean, it went down. So at the end of the day, it's like, y'all, you really got to pay attention to what's going on. Diddy is just a little person in this thing
that people they've been protecting him since all of the stuff he did. Him blowing up Kid Cudi car, him hanging Wale over the balcony because of them hollering at Cassie, him I'll Be Sure being put in a coma. But I want to ask you a question. Like before you go, Guy, and I appreciate every time you call in and you supporting the show. What percentage of the allegations against Diddy do you think he's guilty of and he's not guilty of? What percentage, fam?
I think he's guilty of everything. It's arrogant.
Oh, God.
It's arrogant. And I'm telling you this. It's going to come out like the Meek Mill, all that stuff. Everything is going to come out. The only way he get away with this, is if them people above him save him.
Guilty of everything,
because he has this. This has been going on for years. All his artists, like nothing that Diddy has put out, honestly, has in the music industry has worked. Like, look at all his artists. They complain about the deals. They complain about the stuff that goes on.
They end up in church, end up in religion.
End up dead. Something going on. You know what I'm saying? Like
prison.
So, in prison, right? So you look at all the other like Aftermath and G Unit and Eminem and Nelly and all these other moguls, Pharrell and Timberland. Look at all these other moguls. Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You don't hear about bad business deals going on with Jay-Z. You don't hear about bad business deals going on with Dr. Dre.
50 Cent. No, you don't.
50 Cent. Nobody.
Every deal with Diddy has been bad business.
Every deal. He had Total. He had Jodeci. He had 112. He had Danity Kane. He had Day 26. He had Loon. He had Mace. He had Biggie. He had all these. This man had a lineage of artists
that he put in bad contracts.
Still
got artists. He got that girl that's hot right now. She be singing. She
had to get ways. And this is when I knew something was up. When he was talking, when he gave them all back their publishing.
And now they publish.
Remember, Diddy didn't do that. Diddy, people went to war about Diddy, about their publishing. Mace was one of them. And then all of a sudden, what was that? Last year? The beginning of last year, you gave people back their publishing?
Yeah.
Why? Why did you do
that? You know, at that time when that happened, I was the one saying, man, people should be thankful they got something back. But now I come to look at it, it was a reason for that.
Yeah, because something was coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
Something was coming down.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to be held. He didn't want to hold on to nothing because guess what? They're going to come drain your pockets. And I heard majority of the stuff is in his mama name.
That's smart. And the kids. That's smart right there because he don't own it.
Mm-hmm.
He don't own
He don't own it.
So he was expecting this to happen.
Yep. Because he knew he was out here doing dirty shit. That's it.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, man.
Oh, yeah, bro.
I appreciate your perspective, fam. We're going to have to link up and do a visual again, too, soon, man.
Okay.
Hey, thank you for calling in. Thank you for showing love all the time, man.
You know I got you, man.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
All right.
Oh, let me turn that down. Hold up now. Let's mess with my monetization now. Hold up now. God, boy, he kicked the shit on her now, didn't he? God was kicking the shit now. Whew. Let me breathe for a minute. He gave a lot of perspectives on her. He talked about the parties in Hollywood. He talked about Diddy giving the publishing back. You know, man, he said that he believes he was guilty of 100% of everything. My boy said that on episode 1 too. He guilty of everything. These are a lot of allegations. I can't believe he's guilty of all of these allegations. But you know, somebody was on a platform and he predicted all of this.
So I wouldn't be surprised if some storages or some of Puffy properties be getting raided real soon, because they need to get to those tapes. They get one of those tapes with him with those little people that's been making the accusations. Woo, man. Done. But Puffy the type, he'll blow his brains out, guarantee y'all. Or do like he did on that corkscrew lie, how he did. The next thing that's going to be happening, and after this, is now you're going to start seeing some criminal investigations getting opened. And because when you get too much of this smoke, law enforcement generally gets involved. So that'll be the next thing that will be happening to Puffy, unfortunately, for his sake. Y'all know I'm one that believes if you ain't getting psychological help, getting some type of help, and you're a victim, you got to come right away with me and tell it. That's what's happening to y'all boy Puff, P. Diddy, and Brother Love, and all of that. But don't act like y'all just starting to hear it, because I've been telling y'all the brother is a homosexual and he's fighting it, trying to hide it, and he needed to just come clean. Yeah. How? It hasn't happened yet. He hasn't been raided yet. Trust Reggie motherfucking right. They coming. They talk about the secret tapes and the secret cameras and all of that. Too much. Too much for the police, for a law enforcement official to convince a DA and a judge to issue a warrant to at least go for a fishing expedition, to go hunting.
I don't know what that noise was in the background. It got a little crazy, but he predicted that. He said he just need to come out. He need to come on out and just say what he really is. Damn, man. Now, that's interesting to me because of Reggie White Jr. If y'all know who he is from the Death Row era, the Compton era, the Keefe D. I ain't even mentioned nothing about Keefe D and the allegations that Keefe D had against Puff, saying that he paid him to do something to Tupac. I'm not going to dive deep into that, though, but could Keefe D be in that Las Vegas jail cell ready to tell? I wouldn't doubt it, because we live in a country where it's a moralless country to me. Nobody has morals no more. That's why you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. If you don't protect yourself, then you can get into all type of foolishness. And man, people want peaceful lives, man. People want to live a life of peace and happiness and be able to experience life in a good way. And we live in a moralist country, so I wouldn't doubt Keefe D snitching. I don't think that Puff is going to jail still, because us living in a moralist country, they'll show us that raid. They will show us all the allegations against them. But if Puff, they let Puff get in too deep, they let him get in so deep that if he gets to telling, y'all gonna bring me down? Okay, bring me down. I know some folk, and he probably got video of stuff hidden that is incriminating. That's really incriminating that he probably could release on YouTube, and it'll shock the world. But I want to get into the conversation about 50 Cent's baby mama before I get off of this. This is the last thing I'm gonna talk about this situation. Then I'm gonna go on into the big three conversation and the Drake and Cole and Kendrick Lamar beef, because this is a hip hop platform. Diddy is hip hop, so I'm talking about Diddy at the end of the day. But Cole and the beef, and them including Future and Metro Boomin and Kanye West done wanted to get in. That's interesting. But I'm gonna read some things that Daphne Joy, 50 Cent's baby mama, posted on Instagram. She said, "I am deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones' lawsuit. The claim that I am a sex worker is 100% false and character assassination. I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney." Now, I looked on her. I'm not, this is all alleged. I looked on her Instagram. Y'all can go to her Instagram too. I don't know what she does professionally. And on Instagram, all she was selling was sex. How beautiful I am, how pretty I am, how this I am. Now, women, this is bad that I even have to say this. Like, sex worker, man. If you are receiving money for sexual acts in that lawsuit and in the criminal world, you're a sex worker. That's bad. Let's read the next piece of content that she put out. She said, "Everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos unto people's lives. How would you feel if Zaire was in handcuffs for nothing?" Wow. Now I'm gonna keep reading that. But I gotta pull it up bigger on my phone, because me looking at that camera just ain't gonna cut it. it just ain't gonna cut it. But she said that what if it was your son arrested for nothing? So she's saying that basically that Diddy's children was arrested for nothing. Now we know in some of those allegations in Little Rod's lawsuit, Diddy's sons was mentioned that they was involved in the freak offs too. Interesting. He got 30-year-old sons, 23-year-old sons. He acting like they ain't at the parties getting jiggy. Real talk. But let me keep reading though. I'm gonna read it from the top. "Everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos unto people's lives. How would you feel if Zaire was the one in handcuffs for nothing?" Then she said, "We moved to New York to give you an opportunity to be a father to your son, and you saw him 10 times out of the 2 years that we lived 1 mile away from you. I am tired of uploading and protecting an image to our son that you have never earned. Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of R-ing me, R-A-P-ing me, and physically abusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve a family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time. Now, I'm kind of confused about her statement, because why would you move closer to a man who is physically abusing you and R-ing you? You should want to move further away. That's what I would think. You should want to move further away from this fool, because he doing too much, man. And I ain't taking 50's side or the woman's side. I ain't picking a side. You know what I mean? But to me, it sounds like she confused, because it's pictures with her with Diddy, pictures of her in relationships with Diddy. Like, she's linked to all celebrities. You never dated a regular guy, ever. You only dated celebrities, and you're not promoting any skill or talent. You just posting naked pictures on Instagram. It's weird to me. So the perception about you allegedly could be correct. Now let's switch it up, man. Let's switch it up. Now, after all of those allegations came out with her, and 50 Cent responded, said, so you're a sex worker now, and all of this, he's going to take her to court to get sole custody of her son. After all of that came out, this was said.
Curtis, what's good, man? You and your feelings about Daphne? Cause she would gang them? Or is it that you sucking little Rod dick? However it go, I want you to fade, nigga. Fuck all that. Since it's entertainment, let me beat the shit out of you on TV or something. Don't duck that. I'm calling you out. What you want to do, Curtis? Curtis!
I don't even know why I even entertained that clip. Like, Stevie J, stop it, dog, man. You know, but Diddy was filmed with Stevie J recently after he's making himself seen in the streets. I guess he felt like Stevie J held him down, had his back, looked out for his best interest, and talked crazy to his ops. But this is a nasty situation. This whole situation is just nasty, and I want to say something to y'all before I move on into the Big Three conversation, and I'm gonna read what Ice Cube said about Caitlin Clark, and I'm gonna give y'all my perspective about if she should accept the money or not. I will no longer be talking about Puff Daddy and his allegations. No matter if I can get 1 million views, no matter if I can trigger the algorithm. If y'all look at the title of this show, I didn't trigger the algorithm with the title of the show. I didn't even attempt to, because I'm not that type of person. I could have milked it. I could have named this show The Rise and the Fall of Sean P. Diddy Combs. And I would have made a bankroll off of triggering the algorithm. But I have integrity and morals. And that ain't the type of time that I'm on. And that ain't all I want to talk about. So let's move forward in the conversation. This will be the last time I'm talking about Diddy. Real spill. I'm doing this much content about him. Real spill, man. This is nasty. So Cube is offering Caitlin Clark, the Caucasian basketball player for Iowa, $5 million. I'm going to read the thing, but I seen where a lot of players who helped build the Big Three participated in the Big Three growing. Like, he didn't give me $5 million. Why is no females in the Big Three? Why is she allowed to be the first female in the Big Three? I said multiple times on this episode and on previous episodes, America is capitalist. There's no morals in this country. It's all about a bag. Cube see an opportunity to get a bag and to give a bag. The highest paid player in the WNBA is making $252,000 a year. I forgot her name. I did the research before I came on the show. But she's getting $252,000 a year. So It'll take her 4 years to make $1 million, 8 years to make $2 million, 12 years to make $3 million, 16 years to make $4 million, 20 years to make $5 million. And Cube is offering this young lady $5 million for 10 games. Should she take it? Shouldn't she take it? Should she have morals and integrity, and she will make the money on the back end from her name, image, and likeness through commercial deals and other deals? She's Caucasian. She's going to get an opportunity. She's going to get an opportunity. Gatorade to give her $5 million right now. Other people give her $5 million right now, but are they making it happen? Are they attempting to make it happen? Because Cube is ready to give her the bag right now. He spent 8 games. He might make 40 tickets off of just people wanting to see her. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be a view. Now, let me read what Cube said in his tweet about trying to acquire her into his Big 3 basketball league. We intended the offer to remain private while Caitlyn plays for the championship. But I won't deny what's now already out there. Big 3 made a historic offer to Caitlyn Clark. Why wouldn't we? Caitlyn is a generational athlete who achieved tremendous success in the Big 3. The skeptics laughed when we made Nancy Lieberman the first female coach of men's pro team, and she won the championship in her first year. Then Lisa Leslie won it all in year 2 with our offer. Caitlyn Clark can make history. I got to read it again. I got to pull it up. Why am I I'm struggling with seeing on the screen for some reason tonight. Let me pull it back up though. American women athletes should not be forced to spend their off seasons playing in often dismal and dubious foreign countries just to make ends meet. And they should have more than just one professional option in the United States at a time when American pro sports leagues are being infiltrated by autocrats, anti-women regimens such as Qatar. Our path-breaking offer to Caitlyn Clark demonstrates that Big 3 now offers another choice for athletes. Oh, let me look at this again, because the second part is crucial. American women athletes should not be forced to spend their off seasons playing in often dismal and dubious foreign countries. Whew. Brittany Griner just almost did a year in Russia, trying to go get an extra 100,000. Now, let me not bash the WNBA for what they pay though. Now, what Cube don't realize is that, because he's been rich for so long, $100,000 is a living wage. $250,000 is a living wage. They choose to go over to those countries and play. They don't have to. They want to stunt flex, get the robberies in the houses and all of this old type of stuff though, but by playing basketball. And I understand that too. But they're getting paid a living wage. Let me read the rest of it. They should have more than just one professional option in the U.S. at a time when American pro sports leagues are being infiltrated by autocratic, anti-women regimens such as Qatar. I don't know nothing about Qatar, anti-women and all of this old type of stuff, because to me, when I look around the world and look at the United States, women are being highlighted. But let me get off of what he said in the tweet and give my perspective. My take and my perspective on this is, go get that $5 million, shawty, for 10 games. Go get that $5 million cash out and forget what people say about you. But before we get into the rap beef and more topics of conversation, I'm going to promote some of my music and we're going to get back to it. Let's go.
If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. I had to change my mental, upgrade my credentials. How a nigga came up, it wasn't accidental. Now monumental, more like legendary. A player never worry, bumping pop, Hail Mary trapped off a Blackberry. Ain't contrary to your belief. I made it out them streets, don't acknowledge beef. Kept the play discreet, we too unique. On a winning streak, spent a couple racks at the boutique. I wouldn't change nothing, I'm always me. Never took a plea, nigga, you a flea. I'm your OG's OG. He called me for inspiration. Need a consultation, just make the payment for the conversation. If it's elevation or innovation, my expectation ain't limitation. You need a demonstration. My track record and reputation should be admiration. That's confirmation. I'm decoration for the trenches, off the benches, jump the fences, no penny pinching. We off the hinges, hit the shot. My team winning, the series clinching. You niggas finished, never timid. I've been a menace, no old dog, and every day is printed. Haters living 'cause my life changed. Should be happy, but you a real lame.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Man, I was looking on social media, and my boy T Reezy, who called into episode 1, he put me on to this, like this Charleston White and Gilly the Kid beef. What happened prior and what happened after doesn't even matter. But I'm going to show y'all a clip of the level of disrespect that a person is willing to take it to. He's willing to take it this far because my view of Charleston White, he come from nothing. What skill does he have besides talking? Like, talking is a skill. Don't get it twisted, though. Communicating with people and keeping people interested in what you got to say is a skill. But it comes to a point to when you're being malice and your intent. That's what people want to hear, though. You know, I come on here and I be clear about being objective and not being malice when I talk on podcast platforms and I talk about certain individuals. I never want to be that person that you can pull a clip up 10 years later of me talking crazy and yelling on the screen about somebody. But when I think of Charleston White, he gives a lot of game. He gave some game on that last podcast. I be putting him in the game when he say something smart. So I got to put him in the game when he say something foolish.
Got a dead son and you talking about snitching, nigga. Pow! I remember how you and Wallow were crying. You and Wallow were crying. Oh, my son. Oh, my son. Hold on. I'm finna call my son. You got to go to the graveyard to see your son. Say, look, this what my kids give me for Father's Day. Gilly, say Gilly, cash money backup single. Say, cash money backup single. I'm sorry, backup dancer. Say, listen, I'm finna call my boy, cause you can't call yours. You got to do this. Oh, I miss my son. I don't miss my, I'm finna call mine right now. Hold on, let me call my son.
That's foolishness. We all know that Gilly the Kid's son got killed in a violent crime, right? My perspective is that I participated in street activities in my life, and I could have died out there, though, but Gilly participated in street activities in his life. It's like, I hate when I think sometimes, like I pause and think before I speak because I don't want to speak foolishness. Why was Gilly the Kid's son participating in that? Because he learned from his father. I played the clip on episode 1 of Frank Lucas talking about Diddy's father. You know what I'm saying? And how he was a real gangster and hustling with the biggest drug dealer of all time. That the American Gangster movie was made after Frank Lucas. So Diddy took his gangster traits from his father. Now, Gilly the Kid's son is dead and gone. He might have reaped something that his father had to deal with and what his father done in the past, man. It's just like, I'm glad that my life has changed and I removed myself from some things because I don't want none of my family members to have to go through what I went through. And I'm going to tell y'all something about me personally. When I was involved in the streets, nobody in my family was involved in the streets before me. And ever since I stopped being in the streets, nobody in my family in the streets came after me. You see what I'm saying? You got to change your life. You got to change your thoughts. You got to remove some things. Now I'm going to play a celebratory topic for me because I'm a fan of this guy. And then I'm going to speak on the beef, and I'm going to ride out, man. I'm give y'all an hour of content, 2 hours of content, hell of a week. Man, this was a great show, 2-part show. If you didn't see part 1, go back and see part 1. But we're going to play this like Nas. This is 30 years of Illmatic. And he got acknowledged by the Senate of the United States, the Senator of New York, Jamal T. Bailey. And this is what he had to say. And this made me smile, man, as being a fan of Nas, him being the greatest rapper of all time, easily. And his topic of discussion that he put in his rap that I think goes over a lot of people's heads.
Nasir Jones, colloquially known as Nas, was making the greatest hip-hop album of all time, Illmatic. 1994 was the soundtrack to my youth and many of our youth. And Nas, as a storyteller, has been ahead of his time. In the Why remix, he spoke about the Crown X. Why do schools care about your braids more than they care for his grades? And Legit, he spoke about the issues of black home ownership. And I Gave You Power, he spoke about the issues of gun control and the relations. Nas has been a griot, a hip-hop griot, the rapid response system for the streets, for lack of a better term. And if you have a top 5 without Nas in it, you shouldn't listen to rap music, Mr. President. But we're here to talk about 30 years of Illmatic. 30 years ago, again, like I said, the greatest hip-hop album to ever be released was released, and there were so many gems.
To our guest, I welcome you on behalf of the Senate. We extend to you the privileges and courtesies of this House. Please rise and be recognized.
Let me give him some hand claps personally. Let me give him some more. Greatest hip hop artist of all time, Nasir Jones. 30 years ago. Damn. I was 14. I'm gonna tell y'all something about me. I grew up in a household where we used to listen to Casey Kasem Top 40, Madonna, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Whitney Houston. That's what I listened to. That's all I listened to. I went outside the house at my mother's safety nest. I love you, Mom, if you're listening to this episode. I went outside her safety nest. I started working for my uncle. I wasn't raised up on the things of my era, the NWAs. Probably one of my first rap songs I ever heard was Ice Ice Baby because it was commercial. But what really drew my attention to hip hop was 1994. I seen Menace, I seen Ice Cube, I seen Boys in the Hood, South Central and all that, but I couldn't relate to that. That wasn't what I seen. It wasn't right outside my window. The West Coast way of living. The South was. I was interested in the 8-Ball MJG when Mr. Big came out. 93, I think. And 1994 hit. Y'all done heard Uncle Truck call in multiple times on the podcast. I went over his house. He had 2 tapes. He let me DJ. He let me change the songs, turn up the treble, play with the volume and all of that. The 2 tapes was Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music and Nas, Illmatic. When I heard those 2 tapes, they changed my life because I listened to the words, the lyrics, and I could relate to both of those tapes. And that's some of my favorite music still to this day. Salute to Nas, man. You deserved all of that, man. You deserve to be commemorated in front of the president, in front of the senators and all of that. You deserve that. Now, we talked about a lot of foolishness on this episode, We talked about the Diddy situation, Hollywood. We talked about the Lakers, Magic Johnson, the parties, this and that. My boy Guy called in. Thank you, guys. Salute to you, man. And I appreciate you. And we're going to have to link up pretty soon again on a visual podcast. T. Reezy, too. Thank you, man, for calling in and supporting your brother, man. Y'all boys, y'all just don't know how much I appreciate y'all. But I want to talk about a clip that I seen on Instagram, because people have a misconception of the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake and Kendrick Lamar and Cole. Now, when I think about that Future song that's just released, people was thinking that it was shots at Drake, but it really wasn't. It was actually shots at Cole, my opinion. Now, where my clip at? Rap beef. This guy, he creates phenomenal content. Check it out.
Real rap beef is Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, not Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Even though they've always been viewed as peers, Cole and Kendrick have been taking jabs at each other going back and forth for years now. But let's jump right into the top of 2022 with Johnny P's Caddy, where many people initially believed J. Cole was dissing Benny the Butcher on his own song. However, Benny quickly denied those claims and suggested those shots may have actually been for someone else.
So the guys who everybody compare him with and put him in the rink with, like, to me, that's who he's talking to. You know what I'm saying?
But what were those shots exactly?
I'm probably gonna go to hell if Jesus asks for a feature.
And which rapper often portrayed himself as Jesus? Cole then goes on to say,
Some see the glass is empty, I see a glass full of ether, collecting his bread and mass like he a Catholic preacher.
Which is clearly a callback to Kendrick's music video for Humble, where he's dressed as a Catholic preacher with an empty glass and bread sitting on the table. But Cole doesn't see an empty glass, he sees ether, referencing the famous Jay-Z and Nas beef.
Hey, I want to say before I leave this episode, thank y'all, man, for subscribing to the channel, for helping me evolve this thing. If Diddy wouldn't have went through those situations that he went through, y'all probably wouldn't be getting no podcast until the beginning of May. But since he went through that and I had to pay for this stuff, y'all be getting 4 more episodes, man. But I appreciate y'all, man, for supporting the content. Thank you so much. I'm up at this thing, man. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.